Okay, guys, good afternoon. Uh, Let us start our discussion with binary translation with full virtualization. Okay, uh, depending upon the implementation technologies, the hardware virtualization can be classified into two types, guys. One is full virtualization, and the second one is host-based virtualization. Okay, the full virtualization can be implemented with the help of binary translation. Okay, here what we will do is in binary translation. Okay, uh, we will examine the executable code. Okay, if that instruction is unsafe instruction, then that can be translated to the safe instruction, and we will execute that one. In which process, guys? Full virtualization, particularly binary translation. Okay, it will examine the executable code. Okay, if it is unsafe instruction, translate that one to safe instruction and execute that code in binary translation, which is followed in the full virtualization, guys. Full virtualization follows binary translation. Coming to the second one, guys, host based virtualization. Okay, here in host based virtualization, okay, the virtualization software layer that we call them as virtual machine monitor, that will be in between the host OS and guest OS. This is the diagrammatical representation, guys. This one is full virtualization and this one is host based virtualization. Full virtualization, on the above the hardware layer there will be a virtual machine monitor, we call them as a hypervisor. On the above that one we will have the guest operating system. Okay, hypervisor you just trap and emulator to execute the instructions. Okay, it will just hypervisor is just trap and emulation process. Coming to the host based virtualization, okay, the bottom layer is, we call them as a hardware. On the above that one we will have the host operating system. On the above that one we will have virtual machine monitor. Okay, here the virtual machine monitor will be there in between the guest operating system and the host operating system. These are guest machines. Okay, the guest machines will have the operating system called, we call them as a guest operating system. Okay, virtual machine monitor will be in between the guest operating system and the host operating system. Okay, guys, clear? This one is full virtualization diagram and this is host based virtualization diagram. Okay, this one is the explanation related to the full virtualization, guys. Okay, in full virtualization, guys, it includes direct execution, okay, as well as binary translation. That's why it's called as full virtualization. It includes binary translation and direct execution. Okay, here overall three rings are there in the full virtualization. The ring 0 is used for virtual machine monitor. The ring 1 will be used for guest operating system. Okay, guest, and ring 2 will be used for the feature purpose. Okay, and the ring 3 contains applications related to user. Okay, for suppose user application want to execute instruction, that will be directly executed in the hardware. We call them as a direct execution from user request. Any request from the ring 3, that we call them as a user application request. Okay, that will be directly executed in the hardware, bare hardware. Okay, this is the representation. For suppose any virtualized instruction from the guest operating system, that will be went to ring 0 virtual machine monitor. What it will do is it will trap that one. Okay, what is meant by trap, guys? It's like an interrupt. It will stop the execution of everything, and it will execute that one. That one means these instructions are unsafe instructions. Okay, the instruction that will be from come from the guest operating system is unsafe instructions, that will have to save, change it to the safe instruction. How we can do it? That one is that will be sent to the ring 0. Okay, the ring 0 consists of virtual machine monitor. What it will do is it will trap and emulate that instructions to safe instruction, and that will be sent to the hardware. What is the task of hardware? It will execute those instructions, safe instruction, and result will be given back. This is the full virtualization process. Okay, one point you have to remember here is full virtualization consists of direct execution plus binary translation. Direct execution is for user applications that will be executed at the hardware. Or coming to the binary translation, okay, it will come from the guest operating system to hardware. Okay, here virtual machine monitor traps those instructions and convert that one to safe instruction and emulate. We call them as a emulation. Okay, the virtual machine monitor emulate those instructions and send it to the hardware. There it will be executed. The result will be given back. This is we call them as a full virtualization, guys. The explanation will be in the next slides. This is the explanation, guys. Okay, we already explained this one. Just glance. For implementation of this one, binary translation, we use virtual machine VMwares, virtual machine wares, and other companies also implementing this binary translation. Let us go for the next slide. This is the explanation, guys. Ring 3 is for user application and ring 2 is for the future purpose. The ring 1 is for guest operating system. Ring 0 is for virtual machine monitor. The bottom one is hardware. Okay. Direct execution from user applications. Okay. The binary translation is done from the virtual machine monitor. Those requests will be came from guest operating system. After receiving that one, what it will do is virtual machine monitor trap those one and emulate those instructions to safe instruction and will be executed at the hardware. Okay, it is just binary translation. This process we call them as a binary translation. Both will be included in the full translation, full virtualization. That is direct execution and binary translation. That will be implemented in the full virtualization, guys. Clear? Right. This diagram is also we have seen already. Okay, in host-based virtualization, guys, I told you guys this virtualization line VMM virtual machine monitor will be there in between the host operating system and the guest operating system. Host operating system and the guest operating system. In virtual machine architecture, host-based architecture, there are some advantages are there. That is the VM here, without modifying the host operating system, we are able to install these virtual machines. Without modifying the host operating system, we are able to install the virtual machines. That is the main advantage here. Here, this virtualization software rely on the host operating system. The virtual software, that means virtual machine monitor or VMM, that will be depends upon the host operating system and to produce the device drivers and other services. To produce device drivers and other services, it depends upon the host virtual machine monitor, right? Okay, here the performance compared with the virtual machine architecture, performance is somewhat low compared with the previous one, that is full virtualization. Okay, host based virtualization will have the some performance wise some low compared with the previous one. This is the architecture for that one. Okay, hosted virtualization. Here the virtual machine monitor will be in between the guest operating system and the host operating system. Guest operating system and the host operating system, between that we will have the virtual machine monitors. Okay, this is the bare hardware, that is physical hardware that will be shared by all these applications. This is virtual machine 1, virtual machine 2, virtual machine 3. Okay, as many number of virtual machines we can place with the help of virtual machine monitor. Virtual machine monitor task is to create these virtual machines as well as maintaining the virtual machines also done with the help of virtual machine monitor. We call them as hypervisor also. The next one is next type is that is para virtualization, guys. Here the para virtualization is aware that the virtualization is happens. Okay, in para virtualization, guest operating system known that the virtualization is happened. That means it's aware that he is a guest operating system. In para virtualization, guys, what it will be there here, the instructions at the compilation time, that will be, we call them as a non-hypervised non-virtualized instructions. Okay, that will be converted as hypercalls at compilation time. At compilation time, Okay, understand guys? Non-virtualized instructions will be replaced by hypercalls in para-virtualization. Okay, in para-virtualization, the non-virtualized instructions, okay, at compilation time will be replaced with the help of hypercalls. Okay, the advantage is that here the overhead will be removed compared with the previous models. The overhead will be removed compared with the previous models, guys. Let us see this para-virtualization architecture. Okay, here we use modified guest operating systems. The previous one are only guest operating system. Here it uses modified guest operating system, guys. Here non-virtualized instructions. If for suppose this one want to execute the non-virtualized instructions, then what it will do is it will convert that one to those non-virtualized virtualized instruction will be converted to hypercalls that will be given for hypervisor or virtual machine monitor. What it will perform is these operations will be performed on the by using the physical hardware, those non-virtualized instructions from the operating system that will be executed at the physical hardware. The result will be given back to the guest operating systems. Here, guys, in para-virtualization, it uses modified guest operating systems. The previous ones are only guest operating systems. Okay, for suppose this modified guest operating system want to execute non-virtualized instructions from OS level, then what it will do is it will convert that one to hypercalls that will be given to the hypervisor. Okay, hypervisor, what it will do is it will execute those operations by using the physical hardware. This is the process that is followed in the para-virtualization. Right, guys? Clear? Okay, let us see the differences between full virtualization and para-virtualization, guys. Okay, we all know here. In full virtualization, there is no modified guest operating system. But coming to the para-virtualization, we will have what we will have here, guys. Here we will have the modified guest operating systems in para-virtualization. But in full virtualization, we don't use that one. Only just guest operating system we will use it. That is one of the difference, guys. Okay. Here in full virtualization, it uses binary translation plus direct execution. Both will be performed. Okay. Binary translation as well as direct execution will be performed with the help of full virtualization. But coming to the para virtualization, guys, what we will do is we use hypercalls and direct execution. Both will be. Okay, guys, right? Here, no need of modified operating system in full virtualization. Okay. Binary translation, one of the disadvantages related to full virtualization is that binary translation is somewhat slow. Okay, it will degrade the performance compared with the para virtualization, guys. Okay, in full virtualization, direct execution plus binary translation will be there in full virtualization. Coming to para virtualization, what it will have, guys? Hypercalls. It uses hypercalls and direct execution, both will be there. Okay, guys, and one more thing, in full virtualization only guest operating systems will be there. No modified guest operating system, only guest operating system. But in para-virtualization, modified guest operating systems will be there. Okay. What is the disadvantage related to the full virtualization is that it uses binary translation. That will slow down the overall process. Obviously, performance will be reduced, guys. Write down the slide, guys.